Many web designers are so focused on their clients that they don't take care of their own sites. Well, in this series of 3 videos, we're going to create a custom post type and then display the data from that custom post type so you can have a really awesome portfolio to show off to your current and future clients. Let's get started. For this project, there are a few requirements. We're going to be using WordPress, and on WordPress, you'll either need to use the Divi theme or the Divi Builder plugin. We assume most of you will use the theme itself. You'll need to have the Divi Machine plugin, which is a paid plugin that extends Divi to allow us to do a lot of really cool things with custom post types. And then you'll need the Advanced Custom Fields plugin. The free version works just fine for everything we're going to do. Once you have all those tools, we can get started on building our custom post type. At this point, we've installed all the required elements and we're going to start creating the custom post type. In your WordPress menu, look for the Divi Engine section and click on Add, Edit Post Types. I've already done that, so let's scroll up and you'll see that I have some here already. The one we're going to work on is Portfolio, and I've already created it, so at this point I'm going to click on Edit to show you what's in that custom post type. First, you give it a name at the very top. I use the name Portfolio. That name is here, and it's also the slug. So when someone goes to the website to look at it, that's going to be the subfolder that it's in. You can put in a description. I've chosen not to do that. We want it to be public, queryable, and it's going to show in our sidebar. Where do you want it to go in your sidebar? And you've got to drop down so you can choose. I have it right below the posts or blog posts. You can choose an icon, and using the link here, you can search icons and choose the name. So I've already plugged that in. We want it to show in the admin bar, the navigation menu. As far as the taxonomies, I only need categories. I'm not worried about tags. Within this post type, I want the title. I want the content. That's a big text area. I want an excerpt. I'm not worried about the author. I want the featured image, and I'm not worried about comments, trackbacks, revisions, etc. I do want custom fields. That's very important. And I do want the page attributes. I don't use Gutenberg. We don't need to worry about prettify URL. We can exclude it from search. I don't want that. I want it to be searchable. And we'll keep scrolling down. The name, and there's variations on the name. And then if you're just creating it for the first time, you'll click Save. In my case, it says Update Post. And since I've made no changes, I'm not going to click that button. But at this point, the custom post type will be created. And then our next step is to add the custom fields for the post type. Our next step is to create a field group to go with the custom post type. So you're going to go to ACF in your WordPress menu. You're going to click on field groups. I'm already on that page, and you'll see I already have one I've created named Portfolio. So rather than clicking Add New, I'm going to click on Edit. And it's warning me at the top that I've looked at it a couple times and not saved. So that's okay, we don't need to save. You'll see that I already have several fields I've added. And when you first get in here, you name your field group. So I've named it Portfolio. And then you start by clicking on Add Field. Since I've already done that, I will not click that button again. So the first field we have, I labeled Site Goals, and I'll expand this so you can see it. It's a text area, so a box where you can type a bunch of text. So the label is Site Goals, the field name is Site_Goals, and I don't have a default value. Let's go ahead and collapse that. I've added one called Cost, and this one is a number. And again, I have no default value. Honestly, I probably won't use this because it's too hard to assign a cost to a number of projects, but I wanted to put it there just in case. AI usage, that's another text area where I'll describe how AI may have been used on the site. Site results, that's another text area where I describe how well the site's performed. The theme is just plain text, not a text box, and I put in the default value of Divi because pretty much every site I build is with Divi. The theme link, you'll note that this is a URL that's expected, and I already put in a default value that will link to the Divi theme. The theme thumbnail, this is an image field type, and so when it comes up, as we'll see later, you choose the image you want for that particular post. The site link, so this would be the client site that I've built, and once again, that's a URL. And maybe the most complex field that I'm adding is site features. You'll see it's a checkbox, and there's several choices. Let me expand this a little bit so you can see them all. You can add more if you like. I've added a couple that I don't have any sites that have used them yet, but I think they may be used in the future. I can always come back in and add more options later. If you delete an option, that could create a problem if that option has been selected in a post. So once you've got all your fields created, then you want it to be a post type equal to, in our case, portfolio, because that's the custom post type we've created. And at this point, you're going to save, or in my choice, I'll do save changes. And now we've created the post type and the field group that goes with it. Now that the post type and the field groups are created, we're ready to start entering data. You'll see here's our custom post type, and we're on the All Portfolio page that lists all the data I've put in so far. I've also already gone to categories, and I've defined various categories and given them a short description, and we're going to use those categories as we enter data. So let's go back to All Portfolio. If you haven't put anything in here yet, you would click on New Portfolio and enter data. Since I already have some data entered, I'm going to edit the one labeled Desert Ridge Lifestyles so you can see what it looks like. The first item is the title. Name it whatever you like. I name it after the client. I have a short description, and this is in the content area. And then we're going to scroll down a little farther to get through some things, and now we get to the field groups that I added. So remember there was one site goals, and I've described those. You'll note the cost box is blank. I have a short statement here about AI usage, a short statement about results. Ideally, I'm going to make some of these statements longer than they are now, but for the time being, I just wanted to get some data in here. Our theme came up as Divi. The link, I've chosen the thumbnail for Divi, and then the URL of the site. The last part, remember we had the checkboxes, and I had a long list of site features. So you'll see that list here, each with a checkbox next to it. Check the appropriate boxes, and you're off to go. So we would go up to the top, and we would either click Save, or in my case, we're going to click Update. Now keep in mind, The extra field groups that I added are what I found useful. You can define whatever field group you want so that you're entering the data most appropriate for the work you do. Now that we've created the custom post type, we've created the field group to add the fields we want, and we've put in some data, the next steps are to actually display the data in various ways on the website. So in the next two videos, we'll go over exactly what you can do to build cool custom layouts for the data we've entered.